Let's take in a deep breath of some good vibrations. Inhale those arms up overhead. Very nice. And exhale, take it to one side and just open the side body as you breathe out any stress and tension. Very nice. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side, opening up that side of the body. Very nice. Inhale back to center. We'll bring those arms down and just roll the shoulders. Yes. Savor that sweet, gentle movement in the shoulders. Tune into the shoulders as you move them around. Connecting the sacred breath to the movement. Very nice. The next time your shoulders are down, keep them down. Let's get the neck nice and long. Get the spine nice and long. And just breathe yourself centered while you move your neck muscles gently around. The fingers get to relax. The muscles of your face get to soften. And we'll change direction. Beautiful. Just really check in with your neck and your throat. Check in with your mind. Take a scan there. Is it busy? Calm it with the breath. Very nice. Back to center. Let's just twist to one side. Drop the shoulders, but lift the heart. Lengthen the spine, neck included. Get a nice twist in the lower back. Come back to center. Do the same thing to the other side. And being gentle, you know, we're still getting warmed up. Good job, good job. And with the hands on the knees or on the shins, whatever feels more comfortable to you. But inhale and press your chest forward, keeping your chin pretty level with the floor. And then exhale, reach your spine back so your heart goes forward and your spine goes back. Breathing in as you go forward, breathing out as you go back. Inhale, exhale. And if you want to close your eyes, and again, just get really centered and tuned in to what's happening in your brain, in your body. Connect with the breath. Release the stuff, whatever the stuff is. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Just moving the spine, waking up those internal organs, energizing your brain. Beautiful. A couple more of those. It's basically a seated version of cat-cow. You can think of it like that. Pressing, stretching, opening, releasing, breathing, enjoying. Maybe even getting a little warm. That would be okay. Very nice. All right, cool. Let's take one leg out. Anyone, bring the other heel into the groin to the best of your ability. Good, and we're gonna take these arms up, take a breath in. On the exhale, lean towards your straight leg and stay here for a moment, keeping both sit bones anchored. Loosen up those hips. Nothing about this is tense or stressed out, right? The shoulders drop, the knees gently press down. We're leaning toward that straight leg. Take a breath in here. Stay here, breathe out, and just let this one arm come down and clasp wherever that is for you. It might be at your knee or your shin or your ankle if you're reaching that toe. Hook it if you are at the toe, hook it. And then inhale, lift a little higher here, opening both arms, stretching out both arms, lengthening your spine, pressing those knees down. A lot of opening here. Take a breath in. Stay here, breathe out, and start to bend this elbow. Very nice. Inhale, straighten up that arm. Exhale, bend the elbow again, and maybe the elbow starts to get a little closer and closer to the knee. Maybe as it comes down, it bends more to the inside of the knee. And what we're trying not to do here is round forward like this, right? So keep the side body open. And connect the breath, kind of pumping. Good. And we're coming down with this arm, yes, but up with this extended arm. So there's a little opposite direction. But equal energy, equal in the bending and equal in the stretching. Really feel that. Good. One more. Let's do one more. And we're gonna stay here now and then just turn the torso over this leg. So just twist as much as you can. Remember, you don't have to touch your toes, you know that. Just get that really good stretch. Breathing out the tightness wherever it is that you're noticing it. Softening those shoulders. Let the shoulder blades separate. Breath by breath, perhaps get deeper and deeper and deeper into the stretch. And even if you don't get deeper into the stretch, think about deeper and deeper into awareness, or deeper and deeper into self-love, or deeper and deeper into peace. Whatever it is, your intention for your practice today, whatever that is, get deeper and deeper into it. Very nice. We're coming up from there. Let's give this leg a little shake out. Go ahead, give it a little shake out. Give it some little hits with a loose fist. Just get that energized. Good, good, good. Get the hip, massage the knee. Very nice. And then we're just gonna switch it out. Other heel to the groin. This leg is straight. You're coming down, looking for a place that you can hold on to. Find it. It'll be different maybe for you on this side than it was on the other side. But we are lengthening and reaching up with this extended arm, and let both arms extend here, right? Breathing in. And as you exhale, bend that elbow. Good. But just because you're bending this elbow doesn't mean you're just relaxing down into it. No, there's very deliberate here. Deliberate lengthening at the same time, deliberate leaning, stretching, opening. Beautiful. Keep the sit bones anchored to the best of your ability. And as the muscle starts to get used to this, you might be able to get that elbow closer to the knee, maybe not, but if you can, don't stop yourself. Maybe your elbow begins to touch the floor in front of your knee. Connecting with the breath and how your breath moves your body. It's like a dance, a sacred dance. Mind, body, uniting. Oh, that's awesome. Very nice. We'll stay here. Get a little more length here. And then while you're down here, you'll take your torso and twist it so it's more over this extended leg. And soften and release. And go deeper into your intention for the day. Remember that your exhales are letting go breaths. So as you breathe out, just really feel yourself letting go of tightness or monkey mind. Let go of that. Very nice. And we're coming up from there. We're shaking out that leg. We're giving it some energy. Very nice. Little meridian wake up call right here. Get the knee, give it some love. Wonderful, wonderful. And so while we're down here, we might as well just get right on into the hips and the inner thighs. What the heck, we're here, right? So open up, scoot yourself forward to the best of your hips, allowing you to do that wherever that is, and breathe. And walk the hands out a little bit and breathe again. And walk out a little more and breathe again. And every breath, letting go. Every exhale, releasing something somewhere. As you're moving in this journey of your forward stretch here, be cautious, of course. You're finding the place where your body stops you. So don't go forcing, rushing, hurrying. Take your time. And if your body stops you somewhere, as it should, that's its job, the muscle tightens up for a reason. So breathe, relax, get some peacefulness there. Take your time, be patient, and then come out a little bit further. So we give the body time to release its tension. What a great gift. We give those hips time to open up. We give ourselves time to become more flexible, physically and mentally. More flexible. Beautiful. So, bottoms of the feet together. Start butterflying those legs, please. Loosen up those hips, your knees, your ankles. And you're holding on here, holding on. Get a nice firm grip so that when you sit tall, Those trapezius get to stretch out. Good, good, good. So we've got a nice firm grip somewhere, and it might not be your toes. For you, it might be at your ankles, right? Or someplace else. It's okay. You know that. All right, so I'm gonna try to get my sit bones and my heels a little closer. So I'm just squiggling forward some, and you can do the same thing. And then sit up as tall as you can, and then press those knees down. Beautiful. So take one ear to one shoulder. Stay here and just breathe the side of your neck opened. Good work, and then to the other side, same thing. Depending on how tight you are, you could feel this almost in the jaw, straight down through the shoulder into the elbow. One more on each side, because it just feels so darn good. Hey, while we're talking about the jaw, a lot of tension in a lot of people's jaws. I'm speaking from personal experience here. But so, one way that you can stretch your jaw, if you're somebody who clenches their teeth or whatever, open your mouth really wide. Like really wide. Feel the jaw open. And get it there and massage it. It's hard to talk and do it at the same time. But for real, find your jaw joint. Yeah. Good, 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 yeah. Just in case you're one of those people. Join my club. Beautiful. All right, so we're coming up. Give everything a nice shake, please. And get your good posture, feet hip width apart. Parallel, please. Inhale the arms up overhead. And the whole entire body's taking a side bend from the ankle clear up to these fingertips. Stretch and breathe and open and release. And back to center on your inhale. And to the other side, same thing. Open, breathe. Maybe every inhale, so we know the exhale is the letting go breath, maybe the inhale can become the reminder for what it is we have dedicated our practice to today. Inhale, center, and exhale, forward bend, swan dive, and do a few of those. Go ahead and do a few of those. If you haven't come up with something that you want to focus on for your practice today, consider it while you're doing this. Nice. One more time, we'll stay up. We'll bring those arms down, hands on the hips, bend the knees. Keep the knees a little bit soft while you take your hips in a nice big circle around. Good, into the lower back, hip flexors. The knees stay soft, we don't want to lock them up. So, beautiful, and the other direction. Yep, let's go that way too. So I'm spending time in the city of brotherly love. And that is what I'm going to dedicate my practice to today. Brotherly and sisterly love. Humanly love. Good. All beings love. Love to all beings. I'll just take in that. Yeah, love to all beings. So, feet parallel. That is what I'm dedicating my practice to. Love to all beings. So as I extend my fingertips out, imagining that I'm just sending that loving energy out to all beings. And you will be one of them receiving my love. So I hope you feel it. Inhale, way up on those tippy toes. Breathe in. Exhale, the heels lightly touch. Do that a few more times. Moving from your very strong core. And the core is a physical core, as we know, from the inner thighs to the ribs. Good. Inhaling up and exhaling down. But we also have mental, emotional, and spiritual core to us as well. So all of that core is my humanly love, inspired by Philadelphia, city of brotherly love. So the next time on the toes, stay there, hands in prayer position. Stay up on the toes as you come into chair pose. Oh yeah, some wobbliness is gonna happen. And then we're gonna inhale way up on the tippy toes. Stay up on the toes if you can. Now, if you want to put your heels down because that's better for your calves or your feet, then obviously do that. But the inhale is reminding me of universal love, and my exhale is reminding me to let go of anything that is not that. So we're just moving with our intention for the day. Moving in it, moving with it, moving for it. Very nice. The next time down, we're going to stay down. Stay down in chair pose, and this time you can let those heels touch. Let them drop down to the floor. Anchor your feet. the balls of your feet, every toe, both sides of your heels, the back of your heels, everything is anchored in full contact with your mat. Come a little lower if you can. From chair pose, we'll take a spinal twist. It doesn't matter what side. Take a spinal twist and hold it. Lengthen your spine. Press those shoulders down from your ears. Breathe in awareness of your intention for the day. And breathe out anything that doesn't match it. So wonderful. Back to center. All the way up. We're going to press those hip bones forward. Reach the fingertips back. The shoulders drop back. The heart opens. It lifts. Feels wonderful. And we'll come back down into that nice low chair pose. How low can you go? Spinal twist. Take it here. Make sure that you keep a nice long spine. And if your hips start to shift back like this, I don't know if you can see that, you just want to, here, I'll turn sideways. So that your hip, if that starts to happen when you do your spinal twist, see how much you can bring that hip forward. Try as best you can to keep your knees exactly next to one another. So sometimes this happens, and it's okay, but we're moving in the direction of squaring up the hips. And by all means, you can open up, certainly. Be where it's right for you. And back to center, and all the way up once again. The hips go forward, the heart lifts up. Breathing in that which we are, and we are becoming more of. Loving, peaceful, whatever that is. And breathing out, stuff. Everything else that isn't that, get rid of it. Full breath in. Swan dive down. And do that again, please. Inhale up. And swan dive down. A few more of those. Reconnecting with your intention. You don't have to think about this. Just flow with it. Feel it. How glorious that is to the body and to the mind. Next time up, we're staying up. Bring those arms down. Very nice. And then let's get to the front of the mat here. You're going to take a very generous step back with your right foot. And come into preparation for warrior one. Bend that front knee. Make sure it doesn't go past those toes. Bring this back hip forward some. Again, squaring the hips and the shoulders up with the front line of your mat. Warrior one. Now you set your intention for the day, so that is what you are a warrior for today. Universal love. You can join me on that. I don't think we can have too much of that ever. Loving all beings. Keeping that left knee and hip exactly where it is. We're bringing the right hip and shoulder back. Warrior two. Drop the shoulders, lengthen the spine. A lot of energy in both of those legs. So if you find yourself leaning more in the front or holding back in the back leg, see if you can even out your body weight over both of the legs. Open the hips. Now the hips and the shoulders get more squared up with the side line of your mat, although you're gazing forward. Or not. Very nice. And so we're going to move into an angle pose, and a lot of variations here, so you'll select what's good for you, with this forearm just resting on the thigh, not dropping down into it. No, we've got too much exuberance for that. And then slide the hand down if your body lets you. Right, you can take the arm overhead. Lots of ways to work this. Maybe you can go into bound angle. If you're doing bound angle, your elbow and your knee stay very near each other. It's just the upper arm that winds behind you. Maybe you'll interlace those fingers. But again, working that top arm back, shoulder back. You can look down or forward or up, whichever you prefer. Breathing in that which you want to be, that you are already. As Gandhi says, be the change. So just be that universal loving being. And exhale anything that is not universally loving. Ah, nice. Okay, so we're going to bring those hands down either side of this foot. Pivot on that back foot. Stay here in a high lunge, or a low lunge rather. We're going lower and lower we go. Dropping the hip down into that space. Stay there, please. And at this point, if you wanted to rest your knee on the floor, by all means do it. If you want to keep it up, by all means do it. And we're just going to spinal twist over the bent leg. Press through the heel that's back there, your right heel, press through it. But you drop the hips, yet lift the rib cage. Yes, lengthen the spine. Lengthen wherever you can lengthen. Breathe in awareness. Breathe out anything that is not matching your intention. And we'll bring the hands back down either side of the foot. We're coming to high plank. Breathing in, get ready. Low plank, breathing out. Take your time. Cobra on your inhale. Or if you prefer to do an upward facing dog, that's fine too. And a down dog. And then we're going to bring that right foot forward. Right foot forward. Flatten out the back foot. Bring yourself up into your warrior one. Squaring hips and shoulders up with the front line of your mat. Connecting with your intention. Breathing. Stay right where you are. Do make sure this knee and these toes are lined up nicely. And just beyond your kneecap, you should be able to see your toe tips. And so we're going to take the left shoulder and hip back while we gaze out over the fingers of the right hand. Left shoulder comes back, left hip, squaring the hips and shoulders up with this side line of your mat. What was your intention for the day? Even out your body weight, please. Excellent work, everybody. Allowing the forearm to lightly touch down. This arm is going up or perhaps over into your extended angle. Maybe this hand comes down. So if this hand is coming down, the forearm and the shin bone are pretty near one another. Therefore, the elbow and the knee, and perhaps bound angle. Looking down, forward or up. Breathing in your intention. Breathing out, stuff. Beautiful, and we're going to take the hands either side of that front foot, pivot on the back foot, dropping the leg, the hip, the thigh. Stay here and breathe. If you wanted to rest that knee on the ground, you can. You could rest the foot also if you choose to. That's up to you. I'm going to keep mine up and I'm going to press through that back heel while I add my spinal twist. Drop the hips, but lift the heart. So nice. We're going to bring this hand down to the other side of the foot. High plank on your inhale. Low plank on your exhale. Cobra or your upward facing dog, whichever you prefer. And then down dog, and we're going to hold down dog. Send the heels down, but reach the butt up. Close the ribs. Gaze towards your scooped out belly. Very nice. Take the left leg up. We'll start with the left. Reach it up, bend it. Reach that foot across the body. Breathe. Open the top of that thigh. Lift it. Lift the knee. Reach the foot. You could bring this foot down or take it all the way over while you lift your heart. And we'll come back to downward facing dog. Maybe walk it, move those hips. And we're switching, let's do the other leg. Reach that leg up, bend it, take it across the body as you lift the knee. Continually work with lifting the knee as you take the foot across the body. Staying here, releasing it, or see if I have enough room here. Opening, lifting. Returning to downward facing dog. Very nice. Walk it, move it, shake it out. And we'll come to all fours. Take a child's pose for a moment. And if you like to rock in your child's pose, go for it. And then come to all fours, please. Hold a cat stretch. Good, and now hold cow pose. Lift the tailbone, lift the heart, lift the chin. Bring those shoulder blades together a little bit. And now come to a neutral spine, a flat back, which means you're really engaging the abdominal muscles. Use your core muscles. And we'll take the left arm out and the right leg back. Draw the abs up, draw them up, draw them up. Reach, stretch, and breathe. The inhalation is the reminder of that intention. And the exhale is the letting go. Bring all of that down and switch sides, please. Good, get that good opening. Stretch, lengthen. Universal love for all, yes, for all beings. Letting go of resentment, breathing out judgment. Bringing this down and do cat again, hold it. So we're gonna do that same, well, it might be the same. Back to the flat back, right? One arm, opposite leg from the position of all fours. In that case, it would be the same, but it would be different if you approach it from high plank. So, left arm, right leg. Lower those and switch. Switch again. And switch again. Very nice. Back to child's pose. And however you like to do it, make it your own. Connect with your inner child, whatever your inner child's up to today. Connect with it in child's pose. Awesome. Straight onto the belly. Straight onto the belly. We'll start with Sphinx pose. So we're going to do some back strengtheners now. Lift the chin. Lift your heart, but not the shoulders. Don't let them come up. Keep those down. Point your toes. Don't hyper point them, but let the ankles open up. And also your tailbone. Think about that. Reach your tailbone to the wall behind you and your toes. Beautiful. And you might just want to stay in Sphinx pose or join me in Cobra. And we don't have to straighten out the arms and lock everything up. Soften, open, breathe. Still the toes and the tailbone reach to the wall behind you. The heart opens. Cobra, snake, great medicine, snake medicine. One of the things we can learn from snake is to shed the old stuff, the old skin, the negative thoughts, the behaviors that just don't serve us anymore. You could think about that. Shedding the old. Nice, and we're gonna lower down all the way down and just take your head to one side, any side. And while you're laying here, you might wanna move your hips. But let everything just melt into the floor. Shoulders, hips, knees, toes, even your brain, why not? Perfect. And now we're gonna go for bow. So for some of us, we're gonna do one at a time. I don't have my strap nearby. You could also use a necktie or a pet's leash to grab hold of an ankle if you're doing one at a time, or grab hold of both of them if you're doing both at the same time. You choose. Peel yourself up, open your heart. It's a back strengthener, so don't pull so much that you're straining. In breathing with the intention, out breathing with the stuff. Can you open somewhere? If your elbows are bent, straighten them. If you're lifting too high, come down. And when you're ready, release all of that. And this time we're going to turn the head to the opposite side. Wiggling if you want to. But either way, just drop into the floor. Shoulders, hips, feet, face. Perfect. Up to all fours again. We're going to hold the cat pose. Tuck that tailbone under, please. Draw the muscles up of your stomach. Tuck your chin. And we'll do cow once again as well. From the pubic bone to your chin, opening. Releasing tightnesses in the face and the fingers. And the brain. Good. Okay, cool. So we're going to do side plank. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out a side plank. Then we're going to come back to high plank. So I'm showing a level 1, by the way, here. And then over to this side. Right? You could also be on your forearms. And no knees, or any way you mix this up for yourself is fine. So ultimately, we're going to take a breath or two at high plank, one side, back to high plank, the other side, back to high plank. And we'll just do that a couple times. Returning to high plank, a breath or two here. To the other side. Breath or two here. To the other side. If you've been doing this for a while and you want to make a tree pose out of it, that's fine. High plank, a breath or two. And the other side. Again, if you like the tree pose thing. Or any variation at all. Back to high plank. And walk or jump your feet up to where your hands are. And come on up. Very nice. So let's do dancer pose. Dancer pose. Any variation of dancer pose. With or without a strap. With or without holding on to the wall, or if you have a chair nearby, okay? I want you to be able to really take the time. So we're going to play around with dancer pose. Yes, we are. So find something to stare at. Before you go anywhere, take a hip up, then take it all the way down, and then find the middle for your hip, right? So here's my hips all the way up, all the way down. You could fall off balance there a little bit. And we're looking for that middle. You can stay right there. Or you could lift this arm up. Or you could reach that knee back and extend the heart and the arm forward. So you're just finding where it's right for you today. We'll bring this one up. Very nice. Lower that and switch. Grab hold of the other ankle. Switch out your strap if you have it. Before you go anywhere though, we're not in any big hurry. No, we're savoring and enjoying. Drop the hip down, bring the hip up. Go ahead and do that a couple times until you can be pretty certain. Here's the middle. Find it. When you're there, then slowly begin the journey. And do go slowly. No need to rush any of this. Like I said, we're going to play around with it a little bit, so we're taking our time and enjoying every bit of it. Reaching back for that first leg again, and this time, see if you can reach with both hands. You'll feel the heart open. Good, the chest stretch. And then lean forward or not. I'm inhaling universal love. Love for all beings. And I'm I'm exhaling that tightness in my hip. Lowering that down. Great work, great work. Taking your time. Oh, yes. Every breath along the way. Powerful, healing. Such potential on the breath. Perfect. Lower that down. Get them kinks out of the joints. I know, that's just me. I know nobody else's joints crack like that. Toes to touch. We're gonna inhale those arms up overhead, and just as we did in the beginning, hold this side bend. By now you might be able to open up a little bit more, those muscles released a little bit more, those joints softened a little bit more. And the other side. Great work. Returning back to center, bring those arms down, and we're going to take a very, very wide stance. This is one where, if you have a block and you want to use that, that's great. You don't have to. So we're going to look for a very wide stance where the feet are, parallel to the best of your ability. And we're just going to let those hamstrings stretch out for a moment. Send the tailbone back. Little by little, releasing more and more, but by most definitely use your core. Abdominal muscles are very much involved here. We got to support the lower back coming down, and then turn your fingertips to the wall behind you, and then start walking through. Now, if you're finding that your hands aren't reaching the floor, you could maybe go wider, or if you're finding that your head is hitting the floor, you might want to come in a little bit more, right? So you find out the distance for your feet that's right for you today. It's easy to veg out down there, but we're not going to veg out down there. I want you to reach your tailbone back. I want you to reach those arms. Keep a good extension in the arms. The elbows are straight. They're not bent because the arms are really, really working. Reach. Let both legs be straight without tension in the knees. Breathe out the tightness in the knees. And we're coming back to center. Keep the toes outward, but the heels inward. I'm going to narrow my stance so I can drop down into my frog pose. Find the perfect width for your frog pose. To get the heels down, sometimes a wider stance does help, but you find out where that is for you. If this is too much for you, just do a plie. Or again, if you have a block and you want to have a little extra support while you're down here, you could do that as well. I am using the block right now. What I'm not doing is putting all my body weight in my seat on the block. I'm still using my core and using my thighs and all that other stuff. So just don't give your power away, okay? You're too strong for that. Don't do that. Don't cheat yourself. So even if you're not going all the way down and you are resting your buttocks lightly on something, be sure not to give your power away. Lift your heart instead. Open. Good work. So you can stay here in frog pose, or if you like to work with crow, I'll go use the block for this. So in crow pose, we just take those palms flat on the floor. I turn mine in a little bit, come up on the toes, resting the knees onto the triceps, using that strong core, gazing forward a little bit. And maybe you rest your forehead on a block, that would be fine. Whatever you choose. Or a pillow. But again, if you are using that block, it's okay. And I said rest, but I don't really mean rest your head. Just come off of it a little bit, and start to bring your power back into your core, okay? You're doing great. You're amazing. Fabulous. Come on up. Beautiful. Get everything shooken out, shaken out. shaped up, and come to the front of your mat again. Let's do a sun salutation, okay? Inhale those arms up, and we'll swan dive down. Remember your intention. High plank breathing in, low plank breathing out. Cobra, and then your down dog. We'll take the right leg to the ceiling on an inhale, between the hands on the exhale, flatten that foot, and stay here. Stay here. I'd like to see from your tailbone to your fingertips a straight line. Keep the hips down, drop them. But lift the chin, lift the heart, lift the ribs. Warrior one. Warrior two. And then hands behind the back, interlace those fingers. Warrior three. And we'll bring this back foot next to the front one. Inhale the arms up. Exhale down. High plank on your inhale. Low plank on your exhale. Cobra breathing in. Or up dog. You can always add that, by the way, if I forget to say it. Left leg up on the inhale. Forward and through on the exhale. Flatten out that foot and stay. Let's get set here. Very solid foundation. Coming up. Keep the hips down. Lift the heart. Warrior one. Remember what you're a warrior for today, please. Every inhale reminds us. Warrior two. And warrior three. Interlace those fingers. Shift your body weight. Sweet. And we're going to bring those feet together again. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Come into your high plank. Hold it. Come to your down dog and hold it. We're going to take the right leg to the ceiling. Hold it. And we're going to bring the right knee to the right hand for pigeon. And hold it. So don't drop over on this butt cheek, please. Don't cheat yourself. Do get this heel away from the groin, moving in the direction of the shin bone lining up with the front line. So we're eventually, maybe not, getting the shin parallel with the front line of the mat. That's nice. This is such a great hip opener. Just stay with it and breathe. So the right knee is forward. The left hand is going to come under. See that? Thread the needle. Thread the needle. Let the ear and the shoulder rest on the floor. Or, oh, can I do it? I did it. Or you could rest your head on a block or a pillow or something. And then this arm gets to come up. So wherever you're comfortable, wherever you want your head to be. Oh, I mean to say, wherever you're comfortably uncomfortable, find your edge. And then grab hold of those toes if you can. That foot, whatever. Or not, just keep your hand on your lower back. Or not, keep your hand here. Or not, just come back where you were before, okay? So you're listening to your body and you're doing the right thing for your knee, the right thing for your hip, the right thing for your body, and the right thing for your mind. So if you're forcing yourself to do something, that's not kind. But if you're also holding back, when you could go a little bit more, a little bit deeper, a little bit stronger. Sure don't want to cheat yourself. So let's come back to down dog. And we'll take the other, we'll walk it a little bit. Go ahead, yeah, do that. I think that's a good thing to do for transition. Take this other leg up. That would be the left knee. It's coming to the left hand this time. And we're doing our pigeon on this side. And again, we're not dropping over on that butt cheek. Don't do it. It's oh so tempting, I know. But we're moving this foot up so the shin bone is more lined up with the front line of that mat. And now we have lots of space for the hips to drop into. And that's what we're looking for, the hips to drop into this space. And we're using the strength of our arms to mitigate how deep we go into that stretch. So find it for you in this moment on this day. Breathing in. Love for all beings. And again, so the left knee, left hand, stay in position. Thread the needle with the right side. Bring it under and through. Maybe your ear goes to the floor. Maybe you put it on a pillow or a block. Maybe this hand just comes here. It's really about getting the shoulder back here. I don't know if you can see that, the shoulder coming back. Then maybe, just maybe, you can grab hold of that foot. Or the toe. Breathe in the new. Breathe out the old. Oh man, how wonderful is that? I just love it. Thanks for doing it with me. We're gonna roll those toes under. We're coming back to down dog. Walk it out, shake it out, move it around. Very nice. And then have a seat. Have a seat. Straighten out those legs. Walk your sit bones back. Go ahead, walk your sit bones back. Now walk your heels forward. And get the backs of your knees fully opened up. Your hamstrings, your glutes, your spine, your arms, your armpits. Take a breath in here. And come into a forward bend. Yes, releasing any tightnesses anywhere in the brain, in the neck, in the shoulders, in the internal organs. But keep your thighs active. They're working the knees downward. Gently, of course, gently. So let's bring the left hand over to where the right hand is and bring the right hand back. Lift the heart, still holding on. We still got somewhat of a forward bend. But start working with the rib cage. Take this side of your ribs back. Take them back. Look at that thumb. Press the shoulders down. What's most tight here within you? Breathe out the tightness. What is your intention for today, this week, this lifetime? Breathe that in. Unconditional love for all beings. It's so easy to say, to put that in practice. Therein lies the challenge. Switch sides. Taking the shoulder back. Taking your gaze back to look at that thumb. And back to center, and perhaps into a deeper forward bend this time. Activate those strong stomach muscles, roll yourself up. Sitting up nice and tall. Stay here for a moment. Move the neck around gently, any direction, 1 or 2 times, breathing. And then the opposite direction, same thing, easily. Sweet. We're coming onto our backs. On your back, you're gonna roll on the spine, yeah. Give yourself some room there, watch your head. You don't wanna bang your head, so tuck your chin. Breathe in here, breathe out there. Inhale, exhale. And then begin to stop yourself right before your feet touch the floor. Right before you got a stick point, you got a point where the core has to do some work. One more time. Stay here, oh, stay here, get your balance. Keep your balance, use a lot of core work here. Let go, if you can. I'll show variations. If you can extend the legs, go for it. If you can bring the arms up overhead, go for it. Working core, boat pose. We're gonna go directly from boat pose into table pose. Those feet hip width, shoulder width with the hands. Table pose, just like that. Try not to drop your head back like this. In fact, don't try, just don't do it. Good work. From table pose directly into boat once again. Take your time. use your core. I want you to really think about the core doing all of this. The core leads the way. Breathe. The core leads the way. Use your core to lower the feet. Use your core to lower the arms. Use your core to lift the buttocks up. Really feel what's happening there. Breath in. Breath out. Lowering down. One more time. Thinking core. Strong stomach muscles. Strong back muscles. Strong inner thigh muscles. Good work. One more time into table pose. Very consciously moving through the core. Bring it all down. And let's do a turtle pose where the bottoms of the feet come to touch, and weave your hands underneath your shins, your calves, bringing your face towards your feet. Very nice, and unwind from there. And so grab hold of the edges of your feet, the outer edges of your feet. Once again, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have some safe space behind you. Find your balance point, and then just start to work the heels out to the side walls. Almost like happy baby pose, right? But we're sitting. We're gonna see if we can stretch those legs out even farther. Lift the chest even higher. Remember I said make sure you have some safe space behind you. So that roll up thing that we did, we're going to attempt to do it here. Tuck the chin. Here's our breath in and out. Whoop. Okay, that's ideal. So yeah, play with it. This is for your inner child. So I have to give myself a little more room. And let's just see what happens. Come on. So if your legs are straight, they're straight. If they're a little bit bent, they're a little bit bent. I like to hook my toes, quite honestly. See, that's fun. Try it again. Still with the inhale and the exhale. So just like anything else in life, it's the same in yoga. The more we practice it, the better we get. So try it again. And again and again. Because it's kind of fun. Don't be afraid to have some fun. That's so nice. Great work. All right. More fun. Lie all the way on your back with your head resting, your hips resting, heels near the buttocks. And we're going to pick those butt cheeks up off the floor. Walk your shoulders down, walk your fingers closer to your feet. When you get here, you might be able to come up on the toes, walk in even more. This is a back strengthener. If it hurts your back, please stop it. So this is somewhat advanced. This would be a much more level 1 or level 2 bridge. And in all honesty, if you just brought the butt up a little bit, you would be strengthening your back muscles. So it really just depends on your back muscles, what you need. Listen to your body. Perfect. So get those arms out in a T position. We're going to drop the knees to one side and roll your head to the other side. Stay here. Let all of this open up. The outer thigh, the hip, the lower back. Breathe it open. And same thing to the other side. Cool. Back to center. Give those knees a hug. Hug them like you love them. Hug them like you